You'll be getting a restraining order request, so I don't want to talk to you because you've already covered for cars coming at me. I want to talk to someone else. There's, there are other people standing in line. They told me to do. They treated me this way at the other location. Okay. Have a seat. Leave. 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 Everybody else stands up here. Why do you have to have me sit down? You don't tell anybody else to sit down. Okay.
What you're telling me is you believe the court and you believe the post office and you believe everywhere you go that people have talked to those people working at those places and are somehow working against you. That's what you told me.
I told you that the court, because my device is covering for this and glitching, I told you that the court did not put my abuser's address in there. And the location in the Baton Rouge says that they have never heard that before because they're strategizing to keep this man from getting served. Common sense. Okay, and then they won't add it to that. A whole court, any idiot knows that you have to have an address to serve it, and they won't add the address. So that shows you that he's aiding and abetting it.
Okay.
They're aiding and abetting at the court.
You have to take that up with the court then.
What I'm trying to report to you once again, and like I said, this is Leon. And what was your badge number? Because my device is glitching. It's remotely controlled. It didn't get on here.
It's going to be on a business card.
Okay, good. But I don't need official oppression because you're tampering with evidence.
What's that?
Okay. So what I'm reporting to you is everywhere I'm going is covering for my abuser. That is saying that I'm going to shoot you point blank in the head, bragging about raping me, and saying that he's going to do it again for the right price. So he's also said that Irene Castro had the paper to Internal Affairs that you guys were taking bribes that I got in the email. That has disappeared.
So now we're taking bribes.
That's what the email said.
Okay, what's your name? You want me to see if there's something in the system?
I'm reporting that everybody's covering for my abuser, including you. I'm reporting that I have an abuser that's bragged about raping me, that everybody I come in contact with, organizations and multiple different other people that I don't even know is covering for him.
I'm not covering him.
Then if you're not covering for him, don't break the law and let me report it.
Yeah.
That means that he's tracking my movements and blocking anything that I do to flee him. My phone is also hacked.
Okay, what's your last name? Do you have your ID with you?
I don't know if
I'm remaking a report. What do you mean, find me?
In the system.
I'm doing a report today. Are you denying me the report?
Did I say that?
Well, what do you need to find me in the system for?
I wanted to see if maybe there was an old report.
No, I'm making a report today. It just happened.
Do you have any old business cards given to you, like with old report numbers on them? That's what I want to know. I want to know if there's another report in the system.
I'm making a report today. I'm not being heard. I just want to make a report and leave. I've been terrorized all day today. Everybody I come in contact with is covering for this man, including post offices and courts, police, everyone, family members. I've already told you this. My kids lied and said they called him and he's innocent. He said he was innocent and they believe him.
There's no way.
Where does he live?
And then my phone was covering for it and wasn't even recording our interaction.
Where does he live?
Baton Rouge, and then they're covering for him too. The letter was received and people are saying that they can't find it, the restraining order. So there's postal crimes that I have to report too. I've been pushed and shoved, arrested trying to flee him. Giving criminal trespasses at court to obstruct justice. That's why I had to get the YouTube channel.
I don't know who Dave Subshop is.
I have 3 arrests at domestic violence organizations.
These are all from
Who
her.
does?
My freedom was taken 3 times at domestic violence organizations.
Because I don't have a Cash App account.
For trying to flee abuse. And not to mention the times that I was reporting the abuse and got arrested. Like 20 kidnappings by false arrest. And then I'm tortured in jail on the false charges and the courts cover for it like this court is covering for it. If they even let me go. They'll lie, people that I haven't met and say I was mentally ill and we hadn't met for them to know I was mentally ill. They don't let me go to the mental illness court for them to know I'm mentally ill or the criminal court. And then they think it's all okay because they dismiss it after I do all the time and get time served. They dismiss it.
Hold on.
But I have time served. It's irrelevant to dismiss it when I've done the whole time for a crime I didn't do. They deny law library and all kind of privileges, put me on lockdown, torture me emotionally. But I think there's a disconnect in every environment that I'm in that seems to be taking bribes and cover for him, like the email says. I'm doing a report today that the court is criminal and covering for an abuser and acting like that they're on drugs and won't put his address on the restraining order for him to get served.
Okay, so just to start over with
Yeah,
the story,
I mean,
just to make sure I have it accurate.
if the court's telling you that,
Okay.
there's gotta be a reason for that, man.
They,
They're not
I'm
gonna-
reporting the corruption. That's what I'm reporting, and they're covering, people are covering for my
Why would the court
abuser.
wanna stop you from serving someone?
That's what the investigation is
On
for.
the 14th
Okay.
of March, that's when you realized.
That's what that's why you don't tamper with evidence and you take a report and not commit crimes. The email is saying that you are taking bribes and you will not take reports because you are taking bribes. And that's quite apparent. But I thought that if a citizen came in here and did a report, you had to take the report. And
No,
if you did, you
don't.
got a
People come in
charge.
here and they think something's a crime.
Document, right?
My abuser tracking interrupted me fleeing him is illegal. And you influencing government officials is a crime. That's a terroristic threat.
Okay, what's his name?
Jason Gardner?
Gardner?
Yes.
Gardner?
Yes.
And the online account said I had to come in and do it.
And what was his first name again?
Jason, Jason.
Yes.
What's his birthday?
And then,
5/19/19, I think it's 83.
so
Where does he live?
April.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana. You want the exact address?
Sure.
Today's June.
3 months.
This is the address
Yeah.
that I get the application for, and then they lied and blamed me for them not putting it
Yeah.
on there. They're just hindering my case. It wasn't on the application.
Right.
Yes,
No,
they
I
lied.
understand
They're hindering
that.
my case, which is another charge.
Yeah.
They don't want him served. So that's the
And now they
application.
put a
That's the address.
stop on my account.
The first page you see it.
completely.
That's his address, and they refuse to put it on the respondent's
I don't
paperwork,
want
so he
to.
can't get served.
Where's his address? Oh, right here, Boston Road?
But
Oh.
Baton Rouge should be the only address on there. Weren't you confused? In that, don't you just see one address on the first page? Okay, I'm not quite certain why you were confused, and it's only one address there.
I'm not confused at all.
You said this when you said in Baton Rouge, that's the only one on the page. I've been getting that kind of treatment all day. There's only one address to look
I
at.
feel
Okay,
for
let me
you
look. You're
guys.
kind of confusing me.
I know you're confusing yourself. I didn't understand why you were confused and it's only one address in your face.
Because you keep giving me all
Don't,
this
they
other
blame me too.
information, and
That's gaslighting and that's narcissistic and official oppression for everybody to blame me for their crimes.
So what do you want me to do with this today, though?
Yes, report that everybody I come in contact with is being influencing government officials is a terroristic threat. The court is crooked and they're getting high and won't put his address on the paperwork.
Okay, ma'am, you gotta take that up with the court. There's no report for that. You gotta take this.
Why did you scam and pretend like you were going to do a report?
I wanted to see what you had to show me, right?
No, they do this all the time. They've been doing it years, like 400 or 500 times. Like when people would threaten me 300 or 400 times, 3 or 4 times a day.
Here, you're telling me the court wouldn't put an address?
No, I'm telling you that my abuser that is saying that he bragging about raping me is influencing government officials.
Back to the court.
Is influencing government officials and the courts to keep him from any kind of accountability for his actions. That's what I'm reporting to you. That Irene Castro and all the police here are covering for this man that is treating me like that. And doing whatever they can to tamper with evidence and not take reports because they're aiding and abetting his crimes. That's what I'm reporting to you.
Okay.
That this department is quite apparent is taking bribes. Because all you guys do is deny reports like probably around 300 other times. Because I would get threatened 3 or 4 times a day. And then I go try to eat, and then places wouldn't let me purchase food on the bus. And then I try to get housing, and location to location would not let me into shelters. And then I try to get my own housing and get Section 8 and the apartments that go by your income, and I was being denied that. So it was quite apparent that someone was tracking me and blocking any kind of progress. Down to getting a cup of coffee and getting library books.
Do you want this business card?
Yeah, no, it's quite apparent. I got emails saying that you were taking bribes and it wasn't going to happen. I was wasting my time. This has been happening years. It's quite apparent that you guys were taking bribes.
But you want
I just got to see how much evidence how many patterns equal an arrest. Yes, I want the card. I really wanted the report number, but I know that it's impossible for you to do it if you already got bought off and paid before I came in here to deny it. You can't take a report for crimes that you're having people commit and that you're in cahoots with. That court's helping cover for Irene and you guys' behavior. I gave them a full list of what you guys done in this department and how you tamper with evidence. You can't go turn your back on them and they didn't turn their back on you. The Brotherhood. They're helping you cover your tracks.
on there. The address is right here.
That's the application. It's not on the respondent's copy. It's impossible to get served because they're tampering with evidence and won't put it on there to cover for him.
I left my clothes.
They lied and said it was not on the
And I was gonna go
application.
back and get
It's
it.
on the first page of the application, and then they tampered, hindered my case, and hid it, so he could not get
There was
served.
no way I was gonna.
Your clothes, you're not wanting to get them returned back to tell, we'll put your phone in mine. That's for sure.
My phone was a Z fold.
I'll ask the phone.
What's your first name?
I don't give you my first name, I don't do that.
So I said that my abuser, let me do a statement. I said that my abuser was controlling, and you put that the court will not correct info provided for him, unprovided for him. I said the court is tampering with evidence, but this is what happens. It's been happening years, that all you guys do is pathologically lie. More people are gonna have to get arrested. They think that they're above the law, and we'll never see accountability. They have not enough people for this outrageous behavior. I can't even upload it here. They break into my phone, it's 5, 6, 3, 4 hours for a short upload.